like, people who have an iPhone 7, this little turd thing, I hate this. Like, I feel like I always have to keep it in my phone now because if I ever want to listen to music, I have to use this because I don't have cool headphones that match this, except for the ones that come with the phone. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Savannah, and today I thought I'd do another story time video, and this one's gonna be more for Shawn Mendes fans, because as you know, Shawn went on his tour, and I was lucky enough to go to when he came to the Salt Lake area. I got to go with a friend, and I thought I would just, it's kind of a funny story and how it all happened, the venue. I'll tell you about all of it and my experience and why I hate the Saltaire, which is a place, I'll maybe insert an image here of what it looks like. And it looked really cool back in the day, but it doesn't look like this anymore. Like it, you'll see why. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I was fortunate enough to go to a Shawn Mendes concert with my friend, and since I don't know if she wants me to use her name, we're gonna call her Alice, okay? So Alice had an extra ticket and I decided I was gonna go with her. So this was July 30th was the day of our concert, and let me just tell you, I feel like maybe I'm just the most unlucky person on the planet, because here's what happened all before the concert even happened. So I had been in California the month previously, and I had bought the cutest outfit for this concert. I got some cute high-waisted shorts and just a top from Brandy Melville, and I was so excited to wear it. Like, I was so looking forward to going to this concert. Well, a couple days before, our water heater wasn't working, and so that meant that our water just wasn't working in general. Like, it slowly, our sink started to not work, our showers weren't working, and our water was just not working. This was before I knew this, and I had worn that outfit previously, and so it needed to be washed because it was a summer, and in Utah it gets really hot in the summer. So I asked my mom before I went out with one of my other friends if she could wash it so that it would be all washed and stuff before the concert, and she said of course. I get down, I'm going vinyl shopping with my friend, one of my best friends, and I get a call from my mom saying that the washer is broken and that she can't wash any more clothes because there's no water. So and at this point, I don't have very many clothes to choose from because I need to get laundry done, and I procrastinated on laundry. So I was like, you know what, I'll maybe just wear what I was wearing. It was still cute, like it was whatever. There wasn't much I could do about it unless I wanted to go to my Nona's house, which is on the other side of the mountain, and I just didn't have time to do all that while I was with my one friend at the time. I didn't have time. So I come home, I say goodbye to my friend, and I start to get ready for the concert. Get ready for the concert, fix my makeup and stuff, get on clothes, and I head out, and we all drive. My friends, Alice's mom, her sister, and then her sister's friend are all in the car, and her parents are gonna drive us to the concert because it's really far out. I didn't realize, I thought it was gonna be in Salt Lake. No, the Saltaire is like clear out in this little town called Magna. It's a hole in the wall, let me tell you. Like, there's weird bugs, like it's just way far. I didn't even know this town even existed. Clear out in Magna, if you know, if any of you live in Utah and you know where Magna is, you know what I'm talking about. So we drive all the way there, and we get there an hour early. Granted, it's July 30th. It is so hot outside, like so hot. So we're waiting, we get there an hour early, and we're just waiting in line, and I feel like this line is going by so slow, and like a dumb bitch I am, I didn't bring any water, like I brought nothing. I had my purse, this camera, which I'm actually using to film, and on the ticket it says no professional cameras, so I'm like, that's great, hopefully they don't confiscate it. So I had a little bag with my wallet, this camera, and my phone. That's all I have, and I'm getting so thirsty, like, we're waiting in there for like an hour, and we look at the tickets and we don't understand. The ticket time was like wrong. So we were like, okay, that's great. Finally, and as we're getting pushed forward, like the line is kind of moving a little bit because I think VIP was able to get in first. So VIP goes in and the line keeps moving, and we're actually towards the front. We're a pretty good ways from the front. And with all these people crowding me, and it's already super hot, I'm sweating so bad already, and we haven't even gotten into the venue. And the venue looks kind of like a castle. It looks really cool. Not really cool, but I'll insert a picture of modern day Saltaire right here, but it's very misleading from what I'm about to tell you. So we're being pushed, and I'm starting to get like, my mouth is dry, and I'm not doing that great. Like, I'm really, really thirsty because it's obviously really hot, and I didn't bring any water. Like, why? I already knew it was super hot outside. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm an idiot. That's moral of the story. I suck at life. So finally, after what seems like 24 years, we get into the venue, and we start going, and we get stood in, this is GA, just so you know. So if anyone's been to a GA concert, you know. There's so many people, but we actually get a really good spot. But the problem is, so since it's me, Alice, her sister, and her friend, her sister and her friend are really thirsty, so they decide to go get some water. So they go get water, and we save spots. Then, once they're done getting water, we were gonna switch, and then they were gonna hold the spot, and we were gonna go get water, me and Alice were. So me and her go get water. We see that there's literally only one drinking fountain in the entire venue. And I'll just give you a picture of what the venue looks like. I'll also insert some videos of Shawn singing because he was great. But it was basically like a huge black box we were in. Like, it wasn't like nice flooring. There was an upstairs where the VIP, and there was seats up there, and then all the bottom, the stands were towards the back, like where you would buy merch and stuff, were towards the back with the drinking fountain. And there's only one drinking fountain. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I like drink a whole bunch of water, and I'm like, okay, hopefully this will hold me over until Shawn gets on, or until things start to get a little less hot, because
this venue doesn't have air conditioning. What? Like, okay, I understand if you don't want to spend a lot on the venue, but why don't you have air conditioning when there's a huge crowd of people in this room? Like, it's basically a huge room, a huge black room. It's a box, basically.
And so everyone is so hot, and James TW comes on, and I didn't know who he was, but as soon as he started singing, like, he did so good. I'll insert videos right now.
Sorry, oh yeah. Sorry. Hear a knock on the door when the night begins. So I've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself from a home, tell me where you've been. Put yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. And you know what, yeah. Sometimes you gotta stay in, yeah. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down, we don't have to go.
Because of him, because I didn't realize how much I was gonna like him until I was listening to his song, and it kind of, when we were being entertained, it kind of took away from the fact that we were literally burning in hell, because I was so hot. Like, I was so sweaty. There were bodies up against me, all this. But when we were being entertained, it was better because it didn't feel as hot, because you weren't concentrating on how hot you were. You were just jamming to the music and whatever. So James TW comes off, and then, like, I'd say 20-35 minutes, then Shawn comes on, the lights dim. I think I have a video of him coming on stage, so I'll show that right now.
Went from buying video stars to having a major record deal to a #1 hit on iTunes.
Out of my control. Pushing forward and it's wrapping me. Leave it in my bones.
At this point, I'm texting my mom and I'm just telling her, like, I feel so nauseous. Like, we're in a pit, we're being pushed and stuff. We start heading towards the back. People keep pushing us back. Or, okay, this is how you get into like the very front in a GA concert. You just crowd past people and say, sorry, sorry, and keep walking, and people let you through. Like, so we were getting pushed more towards the back because it was so crammed, and so we're back there. And they also warned us that if it got to be a little bit too much, that there's paramedics on the sides to help you if it all becomes too much, which there was a ton of girls passing out just because of the heat. It was honestly, I can't even describe how hot it was. Like, it was so hot. And so I started texting my mom like halfway during the show. I'm like, Mom, I'm like so hot. I'm nauseous. Like, I feel like I was nauseous. I was dizzy. There was sweaty people pushing up against me. And even though it was a great concert, I felt like I was gonna die. I thought,
one more time before I go. How you bound to say you can go? Come on, let it go. Just let it be. I'll be me, yeah. Come on, let it go. Oh, no. It's I'll be me, yeah. Sing it like work, 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 work. You see me give me that, yeah, you know I put in work, 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 yeah. Work, 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 work. Sing it out. Sing it out. A piece of my heart, make it all your own. Beautiful. You'll never be alone. You'll never be alone. Sing it.
I was gonna pass out and I thought I was gonna throw up. But the problem was I was boxed in between all these people that I couldn't get to the side where the paramedics were. So like, I was like, okay, you have to deal with this, Savannah. So I kind of bend over with what little space I have, and I try to put my head between my legs, or just like put my head down, because I feel like I'm gonna throw up or like black out. And there had been a couple girls before me that were just blacking out, and that's why the paramedics were there. And I think it was because it was so hot and all this. But lifesavers, there were people, they were like security guard people, and they would like spray water on you or like into your mouth to get water. And they are my guardian angels, because if it weren't for them, I probably would have blacked out. So concert goes on. So literally, I felt like I was on the brink of death listening to an angel singing. He did so good. He was amazing. He looked so good. And the videos don't really show justice to where we were actually standing, because I could see his face like in HD. Like, he looked so good. And so then towards when he starts, I think it was after he sang Treat Me Better, Alice's sister and her friend all of a sudden just leave. And we found out later that her sister's friend was so sick she couldn't stand in the pit any longer, and so they fought their way out and kind of left early, so they didn't get to see I don't think they got to see Stitches or any of like the other iconic bigger songs that he sang.
Sing it out! Gotta get you out of my head. I'm shaking, falling into my knees. You know that I've been as I can. So you got
saying, but she felt so sick that she couldn't handle being inside the pit anymore. So then afterwards, and Shawn says like multiple times during the concert, he says that he's like sorry about the venue and how it's so, there's literally no room to even breathe inside this Altair. And so then finally the concert comes to an end and I made it through, but the line for the drinking fountain is so long. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was like gonna die. It was so long, and there's only, okay, I'm sorry, one drinking fountain in like the entire venue. Are you kidding me? When there's tons of people at this venue, because no one ever comes to Utah. So obviously when a person like Shawn comes, you're gonna have a lot of, your turnout's gonna be super big because everyone wants to go. So we waited in line and I talked to a few of the fans, and we were like saying where we were from and stuff while we were waiting to get a drink. Oh my gosh. While we were waiting to get a drink, and she said, and she was a huge, like she was probably more of a Shawn Mendes fan than I was. She said that even though she loves Shawn so much, she doesn't know if she'd ever go through that experience ever again, just because it really was insane. Like, it's so hot, you feel like you're gonna die. And I told her, I'm like, I love Shawn too, like he's probably one of my favorite artists, but I don't know if I could do, like my soul felt like it was dead. Like I felt like I had no soul left. And not to mention, we smelled so rank, it was disgusting. Like I've never smelled so horrible in my entire life. So we were like spending our time in the drinking fountain talking. We finally, her parents come back to pick us up, and we go home because there's like, oh, also there were these really weird bugs and they were everywhere. Like you could not get away from them. I don't know what kind of bugs they were. Magna is just, I hate Magna. So we get back in the car, we go to like a gas station and we get drinks, and her mom buys us drinks because we're like so dehydrated. We're so tired. We smell rank. We smell so bad. And we're sweaty, like our clothes are completely wet. And we drive home, and I'm just like, by that time it's around like 12, maybe almost 1 to get all the way back to where we live. And because I'm guessing it's like an hour drive to get there and an hour drive back from Magna to where I live. So I come back, I almost fall asleep in the car, and I come in and I'm ready just to my mom was asking me where I was, and I told her that I was coming in the door. I come in and I smell disgusting. Like I can't even handle my own smell. And so I go into my mom and dad's room because they want to like know all about the concert, and I tell them like how great it was and how good Shawn was and all this. And I'm like, oh, I just want to get in the shower. That's not gonna happen because my ass forgot that our water doesn't work. And so my mom's like,
our water is completely not working.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, you can go and use our shower. There's like a little bit that comes out. You can try to shower with what water we have on our shower.
I wanted to internally cry because I stunk so bad. I had my own sweat from other people on me. Like I just needed to get in the shower or get water on me somehow. So I am like, okay, so I go into my parents' bathroom and I turn on the water, and literally little drips, little teeny drips come out of the faucet. So I'm just sitting there. I have my clothes off. I'm like trying to like shower. I'm trying to soak myself at this point. So I'm like under this teeny like there's like a teeny tiny stream of water, and I'm trying to like soak myself in it. And I managed to get all of my hair wet and my body soaked, and it took about like 30 minutes. And I finally get out of the shower, I take a towel, and I go down, I tell my parents I'm going to bed, go downstairs, and go to sleep. That's the end of it. And the next morning, I kid you not, I felt sore. I felt like I didn't have a soul anymore. My soul had just taken a hit, and it was a lot. And whoever goes to GA concerts all the time, applause to you. I don't know how you do it because they are insane. At least they are at the Saltaire. Like I think G-Eazy performed at the Saltaire, and as much as I love him, I'd probably never go to the Saltaire ever again for any concert unless it was One Direction, which I doubt they'd ever play there anyway because it's kind of a small venue. But yeah, that was my experience with the Shawn Mendes concert. If you've gone to Shawn Mendes concerts or any concerts at all, you can comment that below. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Told her that I loved her, was not sure if she heard. The roof was pretty windy and she didn't say a word. Party dying downstairs, had nothing left to do.